From the team that brought you the Haunted Files on ParaFlixx comes a new way to experience the unknown. This is the Haunted Files Unplugged, where the lights are low, the stories are raw, and the truth is stranger than fiction. Join Mike Delcoro, Eric Vanderlaan, and their special guests as they dive into the dark corners of the paranormal. From hauntings and cryptids to UFO encounters and everything in between. No filters, no scripts, just pure, unfiltered conversation from the world beyond. You're listening to the Haunted Files Unplugged.
Holy motherfucker!
Happy Monday, everybody. I'm Eric Vanderlaan, your host of the Haunted Files Unplugged radio show. And I got my partner over here.
What's up, guys? Mike Delcoro here. And we got an epic show for you guys tonight. And I'm going to let Eric continue telling you what we're getting into.
Yeah, that's right. We're diving deep into the bayou. We got Marci Lee and her team, Louisiana Spirits from Louisiana. And, you know, I love everything about Louisiana, including crawfish, jambalaya, hurricanes. Not the real hurricanes, because we do experience that, but I'm talking about the drink. But I made a little intro. And you want to see?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
There we go. Bam. All right.
Awesome.
Let's don't waste any time and bring these ladies on board.
Do it.
Bam, bam, bam. Welcome, ladies.
Hey guys.
Hey, how y'all
Coming
doing?
on the show. Great. Super
Welcome.
excited.
I like that intro.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
that was pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I crept on your social media, so I hope that's okay. It's not
fine.
weird like that. I don't normally do that, but just try to make something special.
Don't let them fool you.
Right. So, Marci, how tell us a little bit about your team, how you guys got started, where in Louisiana you are, things like that.
Yeah. So Louisiana Spirits was founded in 2005 by Brad Duplashan and Brandon Thomas. And since then, they started in central Louisiana and they grew. Now we have 5 chapters throughout Louisiana to help, get to people quicker. We have our northern chapter that's run by Bess Maxwell. We have our west chapter run by Aaron Benoit. We have the Acadiana team that's run by me, and I've got some case managers here. And then we don't have anybody in our central team right now, but the Acadiana team and the west team are kind of covering the central team. And then we've got our east team that's run by Steven, and we got Misty on the east team over there. So we've been around over 20 years helping private clients and businesses throughout Louisiana.
Nice. And Louisiana Spirits, how many members do you have? It seems like you guys are pretty big.
Yeah, so the northern team, I think Bess has got 3 or 4 up there. Aaron, I believe they have, 6 or 7. We've got, how many do we have, Crystal? 10, 11?
13? Okay,
Yeah.
12, around 12, that's my guess.
Yeah, and then our east team has 6.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Mike and I just came from a team, War Party Paranormal, and we had like 30 people, and it was a lot to handle. So that's why we started our own team, Ghost Hunters of South Florida. So be on the lookout for that. And some of War Party members came over to us. So Just like
Yeah,
almost
we
perfect.
wanted to continue our whole basis on everything is doing what you guys do is helping
Residentials.
people with the paranormal, doing residential accounts, and then we also do public events to bring awareness and show people that what we do, and it's not always uh, demons coming out of the floorboards. It's there's a lot more to it, and just like and spreading awareness and that kind of thing. Far as residential cases with you guys go, how has that been lately? Have you seen a decline? Have you seen the increase, or have you seen about the same?
We've seen a decline.
Yeah, ours is just really, we can get like 3 or 4 or 5 in a row and then nothing for a while. I do notice that with our Facebook page, we just reached, we're close to 62,000 now. And
Oh
I
wow.
feel like since it's grown so much the last few months, we've had a lot more people reaching out. We've also had a lot more businesses open to letting us come in and investigate, whereas before they were, a little on the fence about things. So it's just really kind of random that we get, um, that we get private clients.
Right. And like how those cases go sometimes. A lot of times it's not paranormal, it's more mental, it's more people with, mental issues,
Right.
other drug problems. I mean, we've been in some crazy situations, right, Mike?
That's right.
I bet.
Yeah.
Can you can you tell me like a crazy situation that you guys have been in? I know you can't like say names or, give out any information regarding residential cases, but anything, what's the craziest thing that ever happened in a residential case for you guys that you can
I
remember?
don't.
Well,
Misty, Crystal?
where were you guys investigating? Where you said you saw that blue light, Marcy?
Uh, yeah, that would have been the courthouse. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
So we were up in the court. Well, the St. Landry Parish Courthouse is in Opelousas, and it's really one of our favorite places to go. We're really close with. I know that you guys don't have like parish presidents, but we have parish presidents, and then we also have mayors or city parish presidents. And so the parish president pretty much takes care of the whole parish. And we're really good
So
friends with him. And he lets us come in to the courthouse and investigate pretty much anytime we ask.
nice.
We had a really crazy thing happen up in the jail, the old jail area of the courthouse. It was myself, Michelle, and Melinda. We were sitting in the left side of the jail area and just asking, kind of got to that point where we're just kind of like, well, if you're here, come on, let us know something, or we're gonna leave. And
Hmm.
right about that time, Michelle and I were sitting facing each other, and right between us, a blue light went from the left to the right into the wall, and we both looked at each other like, "Did you see that?" And then the REM pod went off, the mail meter went off, and then somebody poked me in the back of the arm.
Oh wow.
So they decided to let us know they were there.
I saw a blue orb of light one time during an investigation. It was the first time we saw it, and it was really weird. We were at the Cape Florida Lighthouse in Miami.
Hmm.
It sits on Key Biscayne. It's actually the oldest lighthouse in Florida. And I was inside the keeper's house, and I was going up the stairs. And as I'm going up the stairs, like half my body is like on the second level, where I can see like the two bedrooms and look inside them.
Right.
And I'm going halfway up the stairs, and I see this blue ball of light appear, and then dissipate, and I'm like, what the heck was that? And I'm like, okay, maybe it's a reflection on my glasses. My glasses weren't on. So I don't know. Like when things happen like that, for me, like
Yeah.
I'm always in skeptic mode, and like
Yeah.
I'm like, did that really happen? That
Right.
couldn't have happened,
Yeah.
and it doesn't hit me till later when I realize, oh my gosh, that was actually real.
Yeah. I don't know, Misty and Crystal, do y'all have a situation you've been in that was just
Well, I
crazy?
mean, I haven't been investigating as long as Marcy. My first investigation and my twin sister and I, our first investigation together were both with Louisiana Spirits. Um, so I've been on the team, like I guess for 2 years, a little over 2 years now.
Hmm.
And so I haven't been to near as many places as Marci and some of the rest of the team. Um, but I guess like my some of the things that I've seen happen, I've heard one disembodied voice at the Shoots building, and I've seen two men getting grabbed at the Shoots building, um, and that was very interesting, because it spooks them, and so it's a
Yeah.
genuine reaction. And let's see, I'm trying to think. I had thought about something, I forgot what it was. Um,
I
I know
have a
I've
question
seen
for.
Michelle do some amazing things with her psychic abilities. Yeah, what's your question?
Are you sensitive? You and your sister?
I mean, I've had some
Or
moments
intuitive?
that are unexplainable,
Yeah.
but nothing like Misty or Michelle.
Well, you know what pops in my head? Twins being connected
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Has anything
Yeah.
like with you and your sister, like anything
Oh
strange where
yeah.
you guys were like connected on one thing?
Oh yes. I mean, many times you pick up the phone and I go to call her and I answer her call because she's calling me at the same time. We,
There's
I
Julia.
mean, it's just coincidental, I guess. I don't know. Like when we were in high school, we would walk out of our bedrooms wearing the same exact thing, you know. And like one time, she's a teacher. She was doing student teaching, and
Hmm.
they were doing dissections in biology. She's a biology teacher. She was one of her many subjects is biology, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds so cool! I'd love to go help." And she was like, "Oh, I can't really just invite you." And then she called me. She left the house before I woke up, and she called me and she was like, "Hey, they actually need help with the math class. Do you want to come help us?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I showed up, and all the kids were pointing to me in the hall. And when she went to let me in, she opened the door, and she was in the same exact outfit I was wearing.
Oh wow, that's funny.
Yeah. So,
I bet you got. I bet when you guys were younger, you like to mess with people.
oh yeah, oh that's so much fun. We had my mom trained so well that like we've switched the phone. She doesn't even know we're together, and we've switched mid conversation on the phone, and my mom will figure it out in 5 seconds because we've done it to her so many times. And she's like, "No, no, no, what's going on? Who is this?"
Do you guys mess around with your husbands?
Oh no, my husband.
That'll be funny.
She's not very upset about it. Her kids, when they were babies, they would look at me
Yeah.
sometimes and think I'm her, or whatever. Let's see what I knew that when she was pregnant that she was having boys, and
Oh, okay.
that's one of my unexplained situations that I've had in my life. When I was
Hmm.
pregnant, um, I was more of a tomboy, and she's more of a girly girl, like bows, dresses.
Right.
You will not keep me in a dress. And when she was pregnant, I was like, I just know because you want a girl, you're gonna have boys, and because I want a boy, I'm gonna have a girl, and that's exactly what happened. And when I was pregnant, I tried to convince myself that I was having a boy, and then in a dream, my daughter visited me in the dream and spoke to me, and she was like, "Mommy, I'm a girl." I called my mom the next morning, and I
Oh
was like, "Mom, I
wow.
had a dream that my baby told me she was a girl." And then when I had the gender ultrasound, it was a girl. And I was like, "Mom, did that really
Wow,
happen?" She was like, "You called me and told me, yes, it really happened."
that's really cool.
Yeah, how
That's
do you
cool.
explain that? You know?
And what about you, Misty? Anything
Well,
crazy?
I've had some experiences, different places. So I just want to talk about one, that I had doing with the Louisiana Spirits is the Old Gothic Jail in DeRidder
That
is a
look
wonderful
that
place.
looks badass. I've seen
It
that pictures
is,
of that.
and I mean, I think that you could go there 100 times, and at least 99 you'll have some kind of experience there. And I remember it was not this past time I was there, but the time before. Um, it's where the rope is, and I asked it to move, and it moved. And
Oh wow.
we were all just standing there like, what is going on? And it was, I mean, it wasn't like swishing around like a ceiling fan or anything, but it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
a noticeable move. And you just get so connected with the spirits there. And I find the more that I go there, the more that, you can feel the spirits and that, and I think that they recognize you, from being there before.
You know what I believe? It's like you guys probably have like locations like us where we like I can't even tell you how many times I've investigated it here locally, and I feel like because spirits were people too. They're just body challenged, and I think that we build relationships with these people, and they get to know us, and like there's been times, and Mike was there to validate it, like pretty much like we had a spirit. They were asking like a spirit, like if they missed me if I wasn't there, and they're like, "Who's that?" Being like smart ass, and like for example, the Gold Coast Railroad Museum. I think I mentioned that to you guys.
Yes.
Like I can get my name like on Spirit Box recorder, like called out on cue. Like I'll say, "What's my name, Eric?" So
Right.
wild.
Wow.
That's cool.
So we were talking earlier and backstage about cryptids and like you guys are
Crystal, you all right?
you okay?
Yeah. Oh.
Choked on our water.
All right, that's okay. Hopefully she's gonna be okay.
Kind
But
of too far
anyway,
away to do CPR.
so like you guys got Louisiana, the bayou, the swamps, and it's almost similar here to South Florida. And we got some like crazy stories about skunk ape. We got these like urban legends, the squallies that are like a bad accident that happened, a mixture of human and pig man. Like what kind of crazy like cryptid stories do you guys have that maybe most people don't know about?
Well, we've got the Rougarou. I think we've got. I don't know if they call it the skunk ape down here. I think it's the Honey Island swamp monster. And I don't know, Crystal or Misty. Can you think of some more?
Let's see. I've been thinking. I think those are really about the two, most famous ones, or the ones that mostly everybody talks about. Is the Rougarou, especially. They even have a festival, the Rougarou Festival, for it.
Right.
That's a pretty big draw. And the Honey Island, what is that? The Honey Island Swamp Monster?
Yeah.
Yeah. We got.
So
I mean,
that was my
and plus we got
nickname
Bourbon
in
Street,
high
so
school.
we're good.
We got
your
Bourbon
nickname?
Street.
What was it called? Honey Bunny?
Plus we have Bourbon Street. A lot of different on there.
Always.
We get it.
Right. And someone said Terry says here, vampires of New Orleans.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah, you're right.
The casket girls and vampires, lots of
Yeah.
lore.
Yeah, that's a really cool story. The Axeman of New
Axeman.
Orleans. That's one. And we were speaking today, Crystal and I, about Clementine Bernadette. There's lots of crazy and
She was a serial
true and just amazing stories here in Louisiana. And we got serial killers here too. So
There you
We
go.
got the swamp. We have the swamp witch. We also have the Fifale lights out in the
Yeah, the
swamp.
Fifale
So
right.
yeah, we've got a lot of. Hey, it's the swamp.
That's like
who
the
knows what's
B-roll.
out there?
That's like the B-roll I found and I put in the intro with those lights in the swamp.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very cool.
okay, yeah. So I do want to say I am sick. I have an upper respiratory, so I'm so sorry I was coughing.
Oh, that's okay. This is a paranormal show. Anything can happen.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
well, one thing that my grandmother, when we were growing up, when we were little bitty, if you're not good, they tell you like the boogeyman's going to get you or something like that, right? Well, my grandmother, she was my grandparents spoke French, and they used to always say the kushma would get you. And kushma means kushmar. I don't know how to say it exactly. My sister is the French teacher.
The Kushma.
Means nightmare, but it's like a little devil. It was like almost like the old hag that would sit on you.
Uh-huh. I've heard of that, I think.
Yeah, so my grandmother used to always talk about that when we were little. And like you hear things when you're a kid and they make an impact, but you don't. My grandparents died when I was in middle school, so I went like a decade or two without ever hearing that again. And I grew up and I was like, what did my grandmother used to always talk about? And finally, it was Kyle. He has a podcast on YouTube. What's the name of his podcast?
Louisiana Dread. Louisiana Dread. Yeah.
Yeah, and I found it, his episode on the Kushma, and he talks about it. It's really interesting. And I was like, that was
Well, it's
it. That's
really
what I remember.
the other similarities is you guys got that French influence, and we got like sort of a French, but it's more like Creole, like Haitian. And you guys got like voodoo, and we got the same thing here with Santeria.
Santeria.
Have you guys like ever had any cases involved in that type of black magic or anything dark like that?
None that I have ever been in. No, none.
No.
Well, then I got the perfect place for you because we got it's a prime location for pythons. The python hunters go there.
Okay.
It's called the Aerojet Rocket Facility. And if you're familiar with Jack Parsons, the father of rocketry, I don't know if you've ever seen the show on Amazon, Dark Angel, but Jack Parsons pretty much invented the rocket and also dabbled in the occult and was good friends with Aleister Crowley.
Oh wow!
And he was part of a company called Aerojet Rocket. They have a rocket facility, one in California, one here in the middle of the Everglades.
Wow.
So I ended up watching one of those Python hunter shows on Discovery, and they were at the Aerojet Rocket Facility, and they were saying this is like one of our best locations to catch pythons, but it's also haunted. So I'm like, I never heard this place, but I'm going to check it out.
Yeah.
So we've investigated several times, and it's very dark. One of the buildings where they tested the rocket engines, someone went in there and made it like a place of worship. I don't know if they were doing satanic rituals, but there were like pentagrams. There's blood stains, like they're doing bloodletting. It's just really, and I think that all goes to Jack Parsons. I think maybe they think that, maybe they can stir things up. But the thing I wanted to talk about was there was another building that I think was more black magic, and it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. You know the Beanie Babies?
Yeah.
Yep.
I walked in this one building, and they had like maybe 6 Dora the Explorer Beanie Babies. But the weird thing is they were all strategically placed in different areas. And you guys have to understand that the only way to get to this place is you have to walk or bike 3 miles to get there. So why would someone go out of their way just to do that? It's like
that is strange.
Yeah, so it was the oddest thing. The thing that scared me the most was the snakes. I'm not honest.
Well, I mean, as long as I can handle snakes and ghosts all day and rats, but if there's any spiders, then we're gonna have to have a long conversation.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. It takes a lot to freak me out, and spiders is one of them. I don't put up.
We have scorpions too. The Deering Estate. When we go into the woods, we got to use one of those black lights.
Yeah, they don't bother me either. It's spiders. I just. Mm-mm. And I was in Australia one time for 7 months, and I got bit by something, a spider on my foot, and it blew up the size of like a football. So, and that even just after that, even before that. But
I tell you what, I've got a story since you love spiders as much as I do. I had a case several years ago in a town called Crowley, Louisiana, which is about 30 minutes west of Lafayette.
Crowley.
Yep. And it was a really old Cajun home, but they used it as a camp. They'd get together on the weekends and use it as a camp, go fishing or whatever. So when we went out there and I met with them, we were just in the one room downstairs. Everything seemed fine. Met with them, said, okay, we're going to come out, this night. We get there, and like I said, the downstairs seemed pretty okay. I located the spiders immediately, so I knew where they were. I was prepared. We go upstairs, and when I tell you, and I used to have a picture, I can't find it. It was on my old phone. When I tell you every room upstairs, on every inch of every wall and door and window, there were brown recluse and there were black widows everywhere. And I said, No, ma'am. I'm done. Whoever on the team wants to stay, you're more than welcome. But I'm out of here. And actually, a few of my team members stayed, but I was watching for a few minutes on the camera, and you could see them coming from the ceiling
Oh my
down. And
god.
Oh
I
my
told them,
goodness.
I told the team they're coming from the ceiling down. I'm out. I left and I sat in my car for a while, and they stayed and investigated.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
nope.
Never
Mm-mm.
again.
You can't just
Mm-mm.
say
Oh,
there's
I'm
on,
with you.
you know.
I was in Waverly Hills, and I was
Right.
sitting by myself in one of the sick bay, like in areas, like one of the rooms, and I happened to just kind of, I was sitting there just listening,
The
and I
morgue,
kind of
right?
pan over. No, this was upstairs, and I kind of just looked over, and there was a damn, I don't know what the hell kind of spider it was, about the size of the palm of my hand,
Uh-uh.
and I was just looking at him, and I was like, man, if this thing moves, I'm screaming like a little girl, and I'm running out of here.
Right.
I just got up real slow and just kind of walked away and left that thing where it was. But yeah, no. That's probably one of the only things that really freaks me out. Like I just, that and aliens. I don't like. Ever since I was a
Well,
kid and I saw that movie Fire in the Sky, the,
Yeah.
yes,
the Travis Walton
Yeah.
story,
I know.
you know,
Very
that
traumatic.
that really screwed me up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Walton, right? Travis Walton story.
yeah,
And big
Travis
Yeah.
roaches
Walton.
too.
Yeah,
What roaches?
Actually, we had a great show last Monday. We have this guy that's opening up an alien ancient relic museum,
Oh, wow.
Oh,
and
wow.
him
in
and his
St. Pete, Florida.
yeah, and him and his
Nice.
partners found all these like relics of elongated sculptures with heads, elongated
Wow.
heads sculptures, and it's like alien. And they discovered this, and now he's going to be showing them off at his museum. But he had them in his house, and he said the weird things are happening in his house, and he wants us to
Wow.
go over there and
Wow.
investigate it.
That
Mike's
sounds
scared
cool.
though. Mike's really scared. He's not sure.
That's really interesting.
Yeah,
You don't want to
if
get
anything,
abducted.
I'm more scared of the CIA right now than anything else.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
With everything that's
We
going
just
on with all these ancient alien guys and the scientists and everything
Yeah.
right
It's
now.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Well,
I forgot his name. We went to Lone Star Paracon with the my husband and I went in Galveston. No, San Antonio. Sorry, just a month or two in March. And they had a speaker there. I forget his name, but he is since the other guy just recently passed last year. The In the United States, he's the highest expert of cattle mutilations. But it's not just cattle. Because that was one of my questions.
interesting.
It's other animals as well, but I guess it's mostly cattle. And so he talked about it. It was very interesting, actually. My husband
Wow.
was like, "No, I'm not. I'm not going to this talk. I'm going to sleep in."
yeah, that's some pretty wild stuff. I know that they just had like a little bit of a finding when it came to the Chupacabra stuff in Mexico and everything.
Oh yeah.
That they found an animal and it was real strange looking, and and they did a DNA test and it was actually wolf and coyote DNA.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that they think that there's another species of wolf coyote type small critter that is actually, and they look a little jacked up because they're a new species, and they're kind of like hairless looking and like real raggedy looking. So they think that might be actually
And I would
a
love
real.
to have I would love to have a pet chupacabra. I'll get one of those spike collars and
Yeah, there you go.
pull out.
You're right.
Isn't one of the things about chupacabras that they drain blood off of their the animals?
Yeah, I mean, but who knows how
They're
they
blood
keep-
suckers.
Yeah, that's
They
what
could
they.
be killed somewhere else and then dragged, and then
Yeah, or who knows? There's a lot of. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what chupacabra means. It means a bloodsucker, right? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. That was a couple of reports, but
That's Marcy.
Yeah,
This would be a good
lost one.
opportunity. This would be a good
Chupacabra got it.
Yeah, right.
Or a spider.
Well, this
She's
would be a good
father.
opportunity to pay bills, right, Mike?
Yeah, that's right. We got a couple words from our sponsor, so this would be a good time to roll some of those quick commercials, and we'll be right back with everybody.
What's up, everybody? I'm Eric, and this is Mike from the Haunted Files. And Mike, we got something special to tell everyone, right?
We do. We have an amazing product here. This is from Haunted Happy Hour, where they make spirit-infused coffee. And what's cool about this product right here is it's the Haunted Files edition. It's a Dark Isles brew.
Yep, and it's got a blend of Irish cream, pistachio, and dark rum. A perfect blend to awaken your dark side, right, Mike?
Hell yeah, it is. And if you're feeling sluggish or you are ready to investigate all night, this is for you, man. And it's amazing tasting. And not only that, but what did ParaFlixx do for us and for the fans?
Well, you're going to get a special discount code that's on the package, and you're going to be able to get 3 months for free ParaFlixx. And who can they watch, Mike?
They can watch us and all the other amazing investigators on the ParaFlixx platform. So get yours today and make sure you check out ParaFlixx and the Haunted Files.
And if you're feeling dead inside, get caffeinated with Haunted Happy Hour.
What's up? Mike and Eric from the Haunted Files here, and we got these pieces of paranormal equipment in our hand. Why is that?
Because we want to give a big shout out to the Ghost Hunter Store, our sponsor. And you might see some of this equipment on your favorite ghost hunting shows. Is that right, Mike?
That's right, especially the Haunted Files on ParaFlixx.
And we're going to give you a special code for a discount on these devices.
That's right. So if you go to the Ghost Hunter Store, you go to the website, when you check out, if you enter the code Ghost Gone Wild,
Not Girls Gone Wild.
that's right, you get a discount on your purchase. So check them out. They're your one-stop shop for everything paranormal.
Are you ready to explore the unknown?
Eventually.
Brace yourself for a journey into the supernatural. ParaFlixx Paranormal Plus, your gateway to the paranormal, all-in-one streaming service. Dare to explore, dare to believe, dare to stream alone.
It does not want us here.
Sign up now and embark on a supernatural adventure like never before. ParaFlixx Paranormal Plus, the universal home of paranormal.
So, just in case you guys didn't know, Eric and I do have a show on ParaFlixx called The Haunted Files. This here is the Haunted Files Unplugged radio show, but the actual Haunted Files show is on ParaFlixx. You can get that application for your smart TV or smart streaming device. And we are on season number 4. We are coming out shortly. I think it's they had some technical difficulties, but they're coming out this Friday. Will be the second part to an investigation where Eric and I teamed up with Natalie Jones and Patty Negri from Ghost Adventures, and we investigated an old Masonic lodge, and we even did a seance. So
wow.
pretty neat stuff.
It was wild.
Yeah, and even part 1 and part 2 just as interesting. Like I said, part 2 is coming out this Friday, and we got a quick little trailer that we're gonna play and show you guys what we are getting into in this episode. And you know what? It means a lot to us if you guys would just check it out. There's some free membership for like 30 days, free trial or whatever. But we put a lot of time and effort into this, and we get out there and we investigate just like we normally would in any other given day, and we just document it and package it up into a nice episode for you guys to enjoy and see what we're actually capturing out there. But yeah, no dramatization, just a couple of real investigators getting out there and doing what we do.
Basically, we got into this because when we investigate, we're always rolling our cameras, because if you're not rolling it, something's going to happen, right? And the camera wasn't on. So we started getting crazy stuff, and we just wanted to share what we were capturing, and that's what we do here. So everything's real, and then you decide and determine yourself what you think.
I had a little bit of background from editing videos from when I used to be crew on fishing boats and things, so we kind of took that, and here we are. So
Awesome.
check it out.
Nice.
Welcome to the Haunted Files.
And tonight we are investigating the 1861 Masonic Lodge in Keysburg, Illinois.
And tonight we got some amazing guests with us tonight. Looking forward to getting in there. We got Patty Negree, Natalie Jones. Say hi, ladies.
Hey, hey.
And
hey, everyone.
We're going to get in there, and we're going to do some different techniques and see what we can find.
Its walls have been borne witness to generations of men gathering in secrecy, bound by ritual, power, and tradition. But behind the closed doors of this former Arlington hotel, something else has taken root. Beneath the echoes of brotherhood and whispered oaths lies a dark chapter, one steeped in mystery, tragedy, and the unexplained. Locals even speak of shadowy figures that drift through the halls when the sun goes down. Disembodied footsteps echoing through the empty rooms, and chilling oppressed energy that refuses to fade with time. As night falls over Keysburg, we're stepping inside this historic lodge to confront the secrets that have been lingering for more than a century, and to uncover what still dwells within the haunted heart.
Welcome.
Hey.
Come on in.
Wow.
Thank you.
1861
Yeah.
Masonic Lodge.
Oh, yeah. They're here.
The cannabis right now is important to that we ask permission. We'd love to get
Yes.
Whispers.
A lot of whispers.
A lot of whispers. Exactly what the second I walked
She's
in.
very, there's a lot, that energy really is just, it really is present.
Okay, can you back away from that, please?
Light and dark are turning, luck be in the burning. Light and dark are turning, luck be in the burning. Black spirits and white, red spirits and gray. Mingle, mingle, mingle who may. Thought a tout tout, around and about. A world within and a world without. The good come in and the ill stay out.
Yeah, super wild night.
Yeah.
Patty and
Yeah.
Mike both got pushed that night.
Yeah, we
Oh,
did.
wow.
Actually, in the same spot.
Yeah,
Right
like
in
where
the
you
same
see
spot
Patty
there.
walking in when I first opened the door, she said she
Right.
felt energy pushing her. That's why she lost her balance.
Oh, wow.
So it was
Yeah, I felt something there too. We were standing there when we first were entering, coming in, and I kind of got knocked like a little off balance there in the same area. It was super weird. Super weird.
nobody knocks my ass though. Just kidding.
All right. I'm
So,
thinking
yeah.
about that haunted happy hour.
Yeah, that's some
There you
good
go.
stuff right there.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'll send you guys some coffee. You'll
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. Seems like it'd
Yeah,
be
I mean,
good.
I
It
had
is.
to
Eric picked the flavor.
Yeah.
'Cause I just we have so much going on. I was like,
I
Eric, man,
had-
you can handle it. I'm like,
I
just
had 8
try the samples.
Eight
and,
samples that I had to try, and I was wired. They were good. It's hard to pick.
Drink your bourbon flavored coffee on Bourbon Street while you're investigating.
Huh? I'm
Right?
sorry.
I thought the first one it was bourbon flavored. Drink your
Yeah.
bourbon flavored coffee
Oh,
on
yeah.
while you're
Yeah.
investigating.
tough. Right.
I'll put a little shot of bourbon in that for me.
So, Eric, you were talking about before the clip about, always filming and having your cameras ready. I don't know if you guys have the same luck we do, but, and I'm not saying we've got a lot of really good evidence on our cameras, But one of our team members, Mark, he sets up our cameras, and gets them ready. And he swears that the spirits know we're talking
Oh
about the
yeah.
cameras and where we're going to put them, because it always happens literally right off camera. You know,
Mhm.
and like I said, we've got pretty good evidence on camera. But for a while there, we wouldn't even say the word camera when we were setting them up. We would call them things. Go put that thing over there, or go whatever, because we swore they knew what we were talking about.
Well,
I
I've
can't
had
tell you.
several camera malfunctions due to paranormal activity. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Mike. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I can't tell you how many times that we've been filming and filming. We try to film everything, right? And it's a lot of work because we got to cut out a lot of stuff, right?
Right.
But there's been, I mean, at least 3 times that we've had a door close or slam shut, and it's just off camera.
Right.
And the one that really peaks, that jumps into my brain was Eric. Where were we down in the old hotel down in Homestead
Homestead
almost?
Hotel
Yeah.
Redlands.
Yes. When we were all sitting downstairs and the door just slammed shut sitting right behind me. I was sitting like off to the
Wow.
side right there. And yeah, we all had our cameras filming, but everybody was facing a different
Or
way.
the USS North Carolina, that big iron door that
We
slammed.
caught the sound
We
of
caught-
that, but
we got the audio.
But
This is what happened
yeah.
at Booze last year?
What's that?
That happened at Booze last year?
Yeah,
we
it
were
was the
filming.
night before we investigated. It was only us and so it was Erica, I, Franny,
That's
and
it. And then
Mary
I
Lynn,
watched
and Mary Lynn and
Mary
Michael
Lynn and
weren't
Michael
there
there
yet.
yet. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And we hadn't even started. We were just going to the mess hall to set up our equipment to start investigating. As soon as we walked down there, you hear the loud slam, and it like echoed throughout the whole ship. It's pretty
Wow.
The only other person that it could have been was the night watchman, right? And I'm like, but he knows that we're filming, and he said he was going to stay like back in the in his
shadows.
quarters, and so once that happened, the first thing we're looking around for is him,
Right.
and he wasn't nowhere to be found. And a few minutes later, he come walking up behind us, the other end of where we heard the sound.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it was really, and that would be pretty shitty of him to do that.
Yeah,
knowing
no,
that
he's an older guy. And
I don't think it,
military background. I mean, he's pretty serious. I don't
Right.
see him doing that.
and most of these doors were, I'm sure you guys walked around. They were pegged shut, so they're shut with a latch. For during the weather, because that thing swings or something like that, it'll take your damn
No,
finger
it
or
takes
hand off.
force just to move it. Just even if it was
Yeah.
open, it takes force to push it.
It was definitely
It's
a door.
crazy.
Like the sound, the sound was close enough that it was within the next room, and it was definitely a door or a
Wow.
hatch or something big.
And then we had the wildest Delco session. Mary Lynn was under the goggles, and
Oh, yeah.
she was just on point on everything. It was just pretty wild.
Yeah,
Well,
she was naming all kinds of.
I'm
She was
sorry.
naming. I was just saying she was naming all kinds of.
You got delayed.
Marilyn's awesome. She's amazing. She's amazing.
She is.
Yeah.
Those Delco classes are something, man. Speaking of the gel, we tried them. It was Josh's pair that he had. They got the gel.
Josh loves the Delco goggles.
Tour. Yeah, so I tried them out for the first time. They look really cool. I got some really great pictures with them of other people wearing them. But I mean, I didn't pick up anything. But Michelle tried them, and they were, I mean, not at the jail, but somewhere else. And they were, I mean, amazing.
Yeah, I heard she did.
I ever saw them was at Booze last year. That you guys had. I think.
Yeah, I've been getting. We've been. God, I can't even remember when I first kind of came up with those. Right, it's basically a cross between the Gansfeld and the Estes method. So you're using red lights over your eyes, You know, and then you're using noise isolation headphones. Listen to
Ghost
Spirit
Gone
Box.
Wild, get your discount.
Yeah, and
Wow.
it was wild because you know, I just made them for us to test out, you know, and different things,
Yeah.
and then a lot of people were asking to buy them and to get in pair. And at first, I was like, yeah, just you know, I'll make them for you, you know, just being nice or whatever. And then I was like, this is costing me a lot of money, right? So
No, people freak out. They rip them off and they throw them and they get all
yeah, and
excited
then they
and
rip
they
them,
break.
and then you know, so anyway, make a long story short, I ended up making a deal with the Ghost Hunter store because it was easier for him to sell them than me, so I'll just give them to him on consignment. But yeah, I mean, he's probably sold over, I mean, maybe 150, 200 at
Wow.
least
Wow.
now.
Wow.
Yeah, plus all the ones I was selling previous to that. So there's a lot of people out there with them that are, and it's fun for me to talk to the people that experienced it, and that has gotten some really unique evidence. And I think that the
Yeah.
difference is, you know, when your eyes are closed or when you're doing an Estes, it's really not giving you that hyper um, deprivation, you know, with the red light. And if somebody smarter than me came up with the red light, you know what I mean? Scientists came up with that
James
years and
Field
years ago.
experiment.
And then the government started using it back in the 70s
Yeah.
again to test ESP. So, but there's something about that red light staring into that son of a bitch when you're, and it, you know, the original theory was that you can hallucinate from it, and you know, and that's kind of what's going on. But I don't, my theory was it's not hallucinations. I think that it is part of the ESP. It is part of, and you're opening yourself up to the spirit world, you know, and they're showing you things and they're trying to communicate with you. And so many times that stuff has lined up with
Crazy.
the location that we've been in, or places that we're talking about. So it's not just an isolated thing. And we've even done it where stuff has that we didn't even know, like there, we didn't
Murder,
find out.
suicide. Someone during a hurricane got electrocuted. Some kid walking through a puddle picked
Oh, wow.
up them. Like just
Yeah, like we
wild
didn't
stuff.
know this information going in, so there was no way that you could say that it was like subconsciously, you know, kind of,
Yeah. That you picked
you know,
it up.
if you go to a haunted location and you're doing an Estes method and you're in a house and you know a little bit about the history, and you hear a word coming through the spirit box, and you can subconsciously make that connection and spit it out, not even intentionally, like, you know what I mean, like
Right.
you're, but we, when doing this, we've had stuff come out that we did research and dug into afterwards that was like lined up and stuff. It's just wild. It's wild.
For example, the first time I did it at a bar called the Last Chance Saloon. I don't know if you guys ever been to Miami and went to the Florida Keys, but it's the last stop to the Keys, and the bar's been there forever, and it has history of pirates and all kinds of things. And like Mike always says, and I'm similar to him, I'm as sensitive as a doorknob, so I don't have those type of abilities. But man, when I went under the first time, I was seeing a shadow walking in front of me. Like, how can I see that through the red goggles? Because
Right.
it's blocking
Right.
all that.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I was calling out things that related to a murder suicide that happened there next door a few years
wow.
ago. This man took a tie wrap and murdered his wife and strangled her, and then took his 6-year-old boy and headed towards the Keys. Didn't make it there and pulled off in an empty lot next to the Last Chance Saloon. Took a tie wrap to his son and strangled him, and then shot himself. And it was weird because I was naming, I was saying boy, I was saying his age. I even said his last name. It was wild.
Wow.
And
Well, we didn't know that he said his last name. He just said a word that a Spanish
yeah.
last name, you know, name. And the bartender actually came over and was like, you know, that was the last name of the kid. Like she was
Wow.
telling us why it was happening, and we're like,
Validating
holy
it.
shit.
And what was
And
even, go ahead.
I was going to say, to top it off, it made it
Yeah.
even a little stranger. So a police officer comes in later that night to kind of help close down, like, and you know, because it's the bar staff's there, the owner, she's a little older and she's by herself, and it's in kind of a
Closing
rough
times
area.
of vulnerable
Yeah. So he comes by, and we introduce ourselves. We start talking. He goes, "Oh yeah, I was the officer that found the car and the whole scene.
Wow.
You want me to take you over there?" And
Wow.
They were like,
he's
yeah.
Yeah.
So he took us over to the spot, and when we were getting EVPs right there in the parking lot where it happened.
Related
Oh,
to
wow.
what we were doing on stage with the Delco experiment.
That's amazing.
Crazy.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That's cool.
That's very
Pretty
cool.
wild stuff. And then so we've been doing the Delco experiment for years now, right, Eric? How many years has it been?
At least 5 years, I would say, right? Before the Haunted Files.
It was, yeah. So we wanted to step it up a little bit, right? And I was trying to come up with a way. What can we do to make this more intense, right?
Shit, people.
So I was coming up, and I found this therapy that they've been using called transcranial direct current stimulation, right? So say that 5 times fast. So it's these diodes that you put on your scalp, and they transmit low voltage signals into your brain, and it's used for cognitive therapy, for learning, and they're still doing more research on it today. And they know that it is beneficial for certain things of that nature. And I said, why don't we try that while we're doing the Delco experiment to see if it'll open up our mind a little bit more. And we've done this a couple times, and it even amplified it even more. So pretty wild stuff. I put a 1-minute clip that I took out of our Haunted Files episode that was like right before we start doing it, explaining it, and I just want you guys to check this out.
Transcranial direct current stimulation, TDCS, is a non-invasive neuromodulation technique that involves applying a low electrical current to specific areas of the brain through electrodes placed on the scalp. This method aims to modulate neuronal activity and has gained attention for its potential in cognitive enhancement, rehabilitation, and treating various neurological conditions. The electrical stimulation is believed to influence neuronal excitability, promoting or inhibiting synaptic activity. While TDCS shows promise in enhancing learning, memory, and motor functions, ongoing research aims to better understand its mechanisms, optimize protocols, and explore its therapeutic applications in conditions such as depression, chronic pain, and neurological disorders. The Haunted Files team is going to test this method in conjunction with the Delco experiment to see if this will help communicate with the afterlife.
Wow.
So, I'm a firm believer that, there's plenty of sensors out there that you could buy and all kinds of things that you could set out and things can interact with them. But I think that to really see through the veil, we have to use some of the senses that we have built in, maybe, and help amplify those a little bit using different techniques, right? Because if you look at all the ancient civilizations and you look at all the different stuff all over the world that they communicate with their ancestors, there's always very spiritualist style beliefs between these different nations all over the world that have never even communicated with each other back then, but they all have very similar type beliefs, and they and I think that is built into the human brain, and I think that we are tuned out and we are taught out of it, and we are Western civilization is just completely frowned upon or looked at. But I think that's changing. I think more people. Yeah, I think people are changing. I think more people are becoming spiritual or even religious, or turning to something. Like, I think it went the other way for a long period of time, and now people are starting to realize that they need that or something in their life, even if you're a ghost hunter, you know what I mean? Something to believe in the afterlife, and to look into it and try to figure out what's going on and why. And I don't think mainstream media is ever gonna not media, but mainstream science is ever going to take this seriously anytime soon, because there's so much money coming from religion and different things that are gonna you know, and you know, some religions it's everything's a demon and this and that, so they don't want that headache, you know, and it's up to us to kind of put out what we're finding, and you know, and what do you
On the next episode of the Haunted Files, watch Eric and Mike do the Delco experiment as they drop peyote.
the DMT, right?
There are people that do that. There are teams that do that.
Well, I mean,
Well,
you
Josh
think about
Gates
that. Yeah, I mean, you think about DMT and that stuff. You know, that's actually produced in the mind. You know, that's something that, you know, you're taking it synthetically, but that's produced. Yeah, it's very. I mean, I'm scared of doing that kind of stuff. I never really done drugs or anything.
There's a team out there called Outcast Paranormal, and they've done that before.
But I think it would be very interesting to study like microdosing and that kind of stuff too, because I think that's another.
I might trip and I'll be tripping and I won't be able to get out of it. I'll belong to the other world. I'll never.
Eric will be over there talking to Casper.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, I remember when Josh Gates, he did that series on the afterlife, and he had an experience, you know, on what's it called again? In South America.
Peyote?
No, it wasn't peyote. The one you had mentioned earlier.
Acid.
DMT.
Before DMT.
Mushrooms.
But it just sounded like a crazy experience. My Reiki instructor also did it, and she said she didn't have an experience, but she had it. She said it happened later on after she left. But have you guys ever watched that 8-part docuseries on Netflix about something? It's about the afterlife.
Yes, I started to watch it. I watched the first couple episodes.
Yeah.
When they were,
so if you watch the very last episode, it's about two boys that remember their past lives, and one of them, if you look at it, I was wondering if he was going to be on the show. My friend Danielle, who's no longer with us, we worked at a spa together, and she told me about this family that came to the spa, and they wrote a book, Soul Survivor, SOUL, Soul Survivor, about their son in Brobridge. He remembered his past life from being a pilot or something.
Yes.
And he had all these specific memories. And they said we would just listen to him talk outside of his bedroom door, like, where is he getting this information? And he was one of the boys in that show. And if you see the last scene, they're talking to him. He's an adult now. He doesn't remember. It's like a shot where they pan over, and it's Lake Martin in Brobridge. So,
well, there used to be a show called, I think, The Ghost Inside My Child or something, and he's the same little boy. There was an episode about that on there, and he wasn't the only one. There were several other children. There was one that could describe the Titanic, the engine of the Titanic, like to a T, said he worked on the Titanic. He died. That little boy from Brobridge, that's right down the road from Lafayette, he was a World War II pilot. He started saying all these names, and his parents went and started kind of research. At first they did, you know, they kind of just kind of blew it off, but then he kept talking and saying things, and they did research.
Details about airplanes.
He knew all those people's names. Like, it was crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was listening to somebody's theories the other day, and they were saying that their theory is when you pass, you go up, and then basically they wipe your memory and they send you back down. You're reborn, and when you're reborn, you're supposed to forget your past life, but sometimes it you don't forget, and you start having bleed through memories, and it lasts till about 8 years old, they said, and then it kind of wipes out. But that's pretty fascinating. I mean, however, how do you explain that? That's insane. There was one case, and I don't remember the exact details, but it was I think he even took somebody to where the murder weapon was buried or something, where it was like a rifle or something that he was shot with, and he said, I could tell you where they buried it, and everything. Like, I mean, it's just really wild stuff.
That's amazing. That stuff is so interesting.
It is.
Past lives and near-death experiences are just fascinating.
Yeah, near-death experiences are are very interesting. And you know, and how they're so similar, all of them. You know, there's definitely something to that. And I even think that same show in the like one of the first episodes, there
Yeah.
was a lady that flatlined during a emergency surgery, and she
Yes.
was able to describe how many people were in the room, doctors, nurses, assistants, how many were male, how many were female, what tools were laying on the table, like all these things that she would not
Yeah.
have known because she was unconscious and then deceased, you know.
Right.
So very, very strange. And I mean, and that would be nearly impossible to guess, you know.
Right.
So who knows? There's a lot of stuff out there. Just because, you know, we don't have that sense to pick up on certain things doesn't mean it's not there, right? You know, just because if you didn't have sight, you couldn't see something doesn't mean it's not there. You just can't see it.
But I
So
tell you,
it's
all my years I've been investigating, like I've been becoming more and more in tune. It's almost like I get pulled a certain area, and if I go with it, things start happening. It's just really weird.
Yeah. Now
yeah.
Misty's a psychic medium, and she does a lot of the. I mean, she and I were actually having this conversation the other day about. I kind of feel like we're all, and this is just my theory. Okay, I feel like we're all born with the gift, a
Totally, I
gift,
totally agree
right?
with that.
And I think that, like, at some point, you either say, okay, there's something going on, and I'm going to explore this, and I'm going to work on it, and I'm going to get it in tune and figure out how to work with it. And there might be some point where you say, this is too much for me, done,
Mhm.
shutting it off, Um, and I think that we all have a different type of gift. I mean, I don't see, and, I was like, again, I was talking to Misty, I don't see spirits, but spirits come to me in my sleep, and they have a lot to say,
Oh
and I
wow.
don't know what they're saying because I haven't learned how to,
Tap in.
heighten, yeah, that gift yet where I know what they're saying. But when I wake up, I can explain I can tell you exactly what they look like. I can tell you the style of hair. Oh, it looked like a 50s hairstyle. She had on bright red lipstick and whatever. I mean, I could tell you exactly what she looked like. And I just need to learn to be able to understand what they're telling me. But like someone like Misty, I mean, Misty, like your gift, you can see the spirits, correct?
Yes.
Are you there?
Oh,
Oh yeah, I said yes. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Yes, I
Well,
can. It's like it's every once in a while you can see them, just like you're looking, but it's mostly for me in my mind's eye. But
Right.
I can also see, occasionally, like like you're just looking at someone naturally.
yeah. I
Right.
think we're all born with it, and
Yeah.
then once we get older and mature, our brains become more corrupt, and we lose that openness, to sense things and stuff like that. I think that's why so many children, you hear so many stories about children having paranormal experiences or having like an
Yeah.
imaginary
Imaginary
friend,
friends. Yeah.
and people are thinking like, just an imaginary friend, but sometimes
Hmm.
it's not,
Right. And I mean,
And I,
how many of you had deja vu so much when you were a child, and as you got older, you don't have it.
Yeah, not as
Every
much.
once
Yeah.
in a while, every
yeah,
blue moon, I'll have it. But when I was a child, I had it all the time. I mean, I could be
Yeah.
outside playing, riding bikes, and I knew exactly what my friend was about to do, what the other friend was about to say. Just, it's crazy,
yeah,
and it's
Yeah,
gone.
no, for sure,
yeah.
absolutely.
Well,
And
I
now we're
actually,
trying to bring it back, right? So we're
our
coming
brains
to the.
become so more. Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead. I'm sorry. Go,
Well,
Crystal.
our
I'm
brains
sorry.
become so much more cluttered with life and things and
That's
responsibilities.
exactly what it
When you're a
is.
kid, you're just, they say, like out of boredom, you have more creativity, but like when you're just experiencing the world as it is, you're not thinking about what am I going to cook for dinner? I have to wake up at this time tomorrow. I have to,
Yeah,
all the things you
yeah,
have to
you're
do.
actually living in the now. You know what I mean? You're
Right.
not
yeah,
Yeah.
always worried about the next thing, and all
Then
the
you're in
adult.
school, you're in middle school, you got to worry about studying and exams, and you become smarter, and then that stuff just starts diminishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it you know, I always say like the paranormal talks in subtleties, and sometimes if you're moving too fast, you'll miss it. You know what I mean? And you gotta sometimes, and that's sometimes the problem with also with doing the show and filming. You know, I'm always wondering. I'm always kind of like when I'm filming, I'm in the back of my mind. I'm like, all right, is this in frame? Are we capturing this? Is this looking right? Is the audio good? Are we doing, you know what I mean? No matter what, just because I'm kind of like a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to things like that. And it's so sometimes when we go and we investigate what we're not filming, it's kind of like, oh, like a real nice sigh of relief because
exactly.
you can focus.
I'm not bringing my camera. I'm not bringing any equipment. I'm just using my feels. That's all.
Yeah, I'm just a recorder, bare minimum, a recorder, maybe one device, and just be able to actually tap in and not have to worry about anything else but what's going on around me. And even that's my favorite thing about investigating. My favorite way to investigate is it going with, I don't want to go obviously into a place by myself, totally by myself, because if something happens, we get hurt. But like when me and Eric, sometimes we'll go to a building and we'll split up in two different sides and just sit and just be quiet. And
we love doing isolations.
Yeah, and just kind of just listening and tapping into the building and just listening and hearing every little creak, every little everything. And I that's my favorite way of investigating.
Well, that's what happened at White Hill. We were just hanging out in the foyer, just chilling, and all these sounds were happening, from footsteps upstairs that were like blatant to the glass rattling, and there was no wind, just like wild things. It was just
it was absolutely bananas.
Yeah, and I'm kind of old school. I mean, I love all the little gadgets, and all the little equipment and all that. I mean, they're fun and everything, and if you can get them all working together, that's even more validation. But I'm pretty old school. I like you said, I just like to take my recorder and try to get some good EVPs and use my eyes and my ears. And then you have a lot of people that say, "Oh yeah, but then you can't validate what you see and what you hear." And I tell people, I'm not trying to prove it to the world, but I know what I saw or what I heard, and that's enough validation for me.
That's what stage I'm at in my career with the paranormal is. I'm all about the feels. If I can just feel something crazy happen, I don't care if no one knows about it, as long as I get to experience it.
Right.
Know? So we're at the end. Go ahead.
I just have a question for Mike. I see your NUSPR shirt and your Annabelle back there. Like my friend Sean Daniel gave me one too. I'm hanging out.
Oh wow, look at that! That's a big one.
And Michelle and I went to see Annabelle when she came to New Orleans.
Yeah, I saw her when she came to the Rock Island Roadhouse Exoteric Expo when we were there, and actually. Never do this, but like there was a raffle and I was like, here's $10, throw it in the raffle, and I won the little one back there.
Oh, cool.
So that was awesome.
Well, I'm on the committee. If you guys want to come up to Rock Island, just let me know and I can set it up for you. I was able to bring if you know who David Sloan and Robert the Doll is from Key West.
Oh yes.
He's going to be there with all his haunted items. Now,
oh wow.
He can't bring Robert the Doll because it's so old and delicate that the museum won't allow it. But I don't understand. Supposedly,
there is a replica.
He has a replica where energy got transferred to it. So he's bringing that doll along with his haunted items. And actually, we were there filming not too long ago. And I tell you, those haunted items, like that's where all the shit was happening. I mean, all of us got touched.
Wow.
I got sick. He threw up for no reason.
Wow.
Never do that. Yeah, and that episode's actually already done and in the queue and waiting to come out probably the next month. Yeah, that's probably by far I would say one of our top episodes.
Cool.
Very awesome.
Robert the Doll cursed Ozzy Osbourne, just to let you know.
So he claimed, right?
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Well, not funny. Like a week after we filmed that, I got laid off.
Mm.
So I don't know.
The curse
Guess
struck again.
I'm going to start writing my apology letter and send it to Robert.
There you go.
But I was very respectful. I was asking permission. I was being
Right.
respectful. I could be. So I don't know.
Yeah.
He's creepy, man. He's big. He's big too. You know,
Too.
a lot of people think Robert's small, whatever. He's 3 foot tall, and they got him in this big glass case. And when we got the whole fort to ourselves, this museum.
Oh, that's cool.
So we're in there. We're in that night with all the lights shut off, and we're roaming through there, and to see this guy sitting in the case, and we got to do a Delco experiment with him. So pretty cool.
That's awesome.
It's like Robert the doll is there, but there's other things in that.
A lot of other things
that's causing paranormal activity.
A lot.
They used to have a yellow fever epidemic back in the late 1800s.
Yeah.
And a lot of the Civil War soldiers that were black, they kept them separate from the whites, and they would put all the dead bodies from yellow fever into one section of the fort, and they were piled up. And this is the area where David Sloan has his haunted items, and it's like all like black magic, voodoo crap. And I just think it just charges all that energy. It's pretty wild.
That's crazy.
That is
Plus,
crazy.
they even have headstones and stuff from the cemetery in there. They got so much stuff. Yeah, they got a lot of stuff. That fort is pretty active.
Fort Martello.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think you guys might be coming down, so let me know, and I'll set something up nice for you guys.
Good.
Yeah.
Yep.
And try to make
But
it.
I'm gonna message when we get off. I want to tell you something real quick before you hop out of the studio. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So we're at the end of the show. So Marci, Crystal, and Misty, this is the time where you just like tell everyone about yourselves, any upcoming events that's coming, any releases, any books, videos, things like that.
Yeah. So if it's all right, I'd like for Misty to go first because she's working on something. This is her 3rd year, which is pretty cool. So I would like for her to maybe kind of talk to you a little bit about that, and then we can Crystal and I can let you know what we've done and where you can find us and all that good stuff.
Awesome.
I am having my 3rd annual Search for the X-Men at the Haunted Hotel in New Orleans, July the 10th and the 11th, and it's going to have a lot of wonderful guests and speakers, and we're going to investigate there. We're going to investigate at the Haunted Hotel, but we'll also have another paranormal investigation going on, and it's my 3rd year, and I'm really excited about it. And we're sold out already on the hotel rooms, but we do have a weekend passes for people. They just contact me, and I can give you more information.
It's my birthday. It would be a perfect way to spend my birthday.
July 3rd is mine. Hey, party!
Oh, yeah, for sure.
How about that?
Panther.
Yeah, do it. So
That's
thank y'all.
I was born at 12:03 a.m.
Well, there you go. Meant to be.
4th of
You
July
missed it.
by 4 minutes.
But you get your own day.
Exactly. Well, I celebrated on 4th of July anyway.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So
I'm
thank
sure
y'all for
Misty,
having me on, and
of course,
enjoyed it.
we would definitely want to have you guys back again. Sure.
Yeah. Well, as far as us, I mean, we've got a lot of stuff lined up, a lot of places we've never been, so we're pretty excited about that. Just team investigations, and we just wrapped up the last part of our filming with Lost Goat Productions with Mary Lynn and Mike and Caleb. So that's going through editing. It should be out soon. So we just we're here and there and everywhere.
And where could they see it? Would that be streaming on Beacon?
I don't know yet. Mary Lynn and Mike will let us know all of that stuff. Once they get it all together and roll it out.
We'll be on the look out. And they're also working on some projects with my girlfriend, Franny. So
Yep.
they're amazing people.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And by the way, I didn't tell you this, but Mary Lynn came down to visit us in Florida, and I got her to try gator tail. She didn't like it though. I think she found a scale in there or something.
Yep.
That's
so we're
awesome.
going to be at Booze. My twin sister and I and a few other team members are going to be at Booze this weekend. And we'll also be with Misty at the Hunt for the Axeman event. I'm really excited about it. I missed last year, but I was there the first year. So it gets better and better every year. I can't wait.
Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, folks, if anybody is up in the New Jersey area, Eric and I will be at the White Hill Mansion Paranormal Convention, and there's going to be a lot of other great paranormal investigators and cast members and all kinds of fun stuff. So yeah, come on out and join us. And so we probably won't have a radio show next Monday because we're going to have an extreme paranormal hangover. But we'll be right back the following Monday. But
May 11th, we got the haunted therapist. So
that's right.
Up with that.
Nice.
We sure do. So
Yeah, and I just want to say another little, one other little thing. We are working on our 4th year of Cajun Country Paracon. It'll be March 6th in 2027. So we'll be having, we'll be putting out more information on our Facebook page and all our social medias. So
well, you might be seeing me at that one. So
yes,
I'll be eating
you better come.
My crawfish.
Keep an eye out for us.
That ready for me.
Yep.
Yes.
And then you ladies, there's a good chance you might be coming down to do a joint investigation with us this summer. So
yeah,
that's right.
We're excited about that.
Yes.
Yep.
Awesome,
Lots of fun stuff coming up.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic. No, that sounds great. Can't wait for you guys to come down. And yeah, and like I've said, everybody that is out there watching and listening and all stuff, please remember to like, subscribe, and follow. I know everybody says that, but it does help, and it helps circulate this and get it out there. And we put a lot of effort into our show and getting guests, and we'd really appreciate that little bit of info. All you got to do is just click that button, that like, and that follow, subscribe, and check us out. And we really appreciate it. And we thank our guests. It was awesome talking with you guys. It was fun.
Check out Louisiana Spirits on Facebook.
Thanks, guys.
Make sure you check them out, and all that they have to offer, and the different events coming up and different things that they're doing. So again, we appreciate everybody for coming on. We appreciate everybody watching us, and we'll see you all soon.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank y'all. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.